up, you sexy ass motherfuckers? Welcome back to yet another Rome 2 Total War Siege battle. This one was played by yours truly. I'm going to be Rome on the attacking side, so you can point and laugh as I get my ass absolutely handed to me and make all of the mistakes in the world. This is going to be a 4 versus 4 siege battle, primarily with a bunch of people that we know. So you know that it's going to be a really good one as well. But guys, sit back, relax, grab yourself something to drink, something to eat, go jerk off a quick one, go call your grandmother and tell her that you love her, preferably not while you're jerking off a quick one. Do whatever you guys gotta do. This one's going to be a long battle. As you can see, it comes down to the wire at 59 minutes. Definitely a crazy battle. Before we get too far into it as well, this battle was streamed live on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/CAPN4IS. So make sure you guys check that out if you want to see my sexy face, and hear my sexy voice live. I'd love to be able to get to know you guys a little bit more as well. Looking at the comps, we'll go ahead and start off with shit. Why can't I remember what these guys are called? With Illyria? Is it a no? Is it Illyria? I don't. The fucking rain throwing javies up the wazoo, boys. There we go. Let's go ahead and start off with their comp. So it looks like we got some Theros spears over here. Lots of Theros spears. Mercenary Celtic warriors, slave slingers, and then of course we got Illyrian noble hoplites. Lots of Celtic warriors and some Illyrian Raiders. Looking over at my composition, we've got me playing as Rome. We've got Legionary Cohort, Hastati, Auxiliary Syrian Archers, Balearic Slingers, Balsakith Slingers. We've got a Giant Ballista, and of course Legatus, my general, wherever he might be back here. We do have a little bit of a sally out from Aravachi, bringing out some Iberian cavalry, looking for a nice little opening to be able to hopefully get some ranged kills up in this bitch. Hopefully he can get some good kills with that one. Going and looking at Macedon's composition, we've got plenty of Thorax swordsmen, militia hoplites, Thracian warriors, which I'm very excited to see as well, Cretan archers, and we actually have some Tarentine cavalry as well, which was very clutch during this battle. Absolutely love to see it. And they do still have a Greek ballista left. They got peppered to shit, but I'm glad they still have a ballista left. And Macedon's kind of holding on this flank as well. Hoplites getting absolutely peppered by some artillery, and starting to make some little nice holes in the walls to be able to start breaking in over on that side. Our Avachi kind of got through our lines, found a nice little gap. We were able to throw a decent amount of Java to take him out. I'm going to turn around my Hastati, get some Javies in there, take out the rest of the cav, have a lot more troops than I probably need go in here to be able to support my infantry. There we go. Now I've got them falling back. But yeah, that cav did not stand a chance. But as you can see, we do have Roxolani in this battle as well, with a lot of cav, and it was a huge pain in the ass during the whole battle, and great plays overall. 78 out of 80 men remaining, doing a little cheeky strategy with Rome 2, where as soon as the Theros spears begin to throw their Pila at your unit, you just turn them around so that way all of the Pila kind of miss as well. But he is going to take a nice little hit there, which was perfect. He's going to go ahead and try to get a little charge in against the Theros spears. But Draco, bonus versus cavalry and bonus versus elephants, bracing. So they are going to go ahead and brace against that cavalry charge. The cav is going to get a couple of kills, but these guys are meant to take out cavalry. So now the raiders are going to go ahead and look for another target. They see a nice juicy militia hoplite target that they're going to charge into, getting a nice little side charge into them, trying to keep them from being able to push up this siege equipment over on the walls and keep them from being able to break them as well. And now they are not stopping, even though they are taking so much fire. That guy took a freaking Javi straight to its horse's knee, and yet he's still running. Now he's going into my troops, into Rome, and now Rome, being me, is going to hold valiantly, bring up their shields, and stop them from being able to charge any further. They're going to go ahead and move through here. move through my infantry. They are starting to break though because they've gone through so many different lines. They're going to push through that infantry and try to kind of get through and get to my range troops, but to no avail. They are going to go ahead and break, luckily for us, because that could have been devastating. Looking over onto the right side with Macedon. Macedon doing a great job utilizing their militia hoplites to be able to put some holes in these walls, try to kind of spread out these defending forces, and open up another attack point should we choose to use it. Over here, I have made a lot of holes in this wall. We've got some round shield swordsmen quickly moving up to be able to engage with my Hastati, which are weakened from the arrow towers, and taking a lot of damage, and from the cav as well. I am going to go ahead and move my Hastati up and inside to start trying to take this gate, start trying to hold some positions, not allowing our opponents, the defenders, to be able to move in and take the land that we're trying to take. We're trying to make as much progress in here as we possibly can. Looking over at the defenders compositions, we've got Macedon, we've got Swaby, Aravachi, and Roxolani. As you can see, the great Cav faction with lots of noble lancers there in the background. Looking at some of their army compositions, looking at Swaby, we've got Club Levy, Round Shield Swordsmen, Swordmasters, Kimbri Bowwomen, Bloodsworn. I mean, Berserkers. They brought a little bit of everything, which was really cool to see. Over here, I did try to move in a unit of Hastati, and they got absolutely demolished, just instantly demolished, instantly routed. 30 men left, 4 kills. That is a sad waste of 350 gold right there. But yeah, they got absolutely trashed by these round shield swordsmen. Looking over at Aravachi's composition, we've got Scrutari, lots and lots of Scrutari, lots and lots of Javi capabilities and damage capabilities as well. Just tons of Scrutari. We've got Noble Fighters, and then of course we've got the Balsakith, the Balearic Slingers as well. Very powerful unit. Macedon over here bringing pikemen, thorax swordsmen, hoplites. I know he brought some hoplites as well somewhere, and then he's got his archers somewhere. I believe he brought the mercenary Cretan archers, as well as some slings. So that's going to be a huge archer force that we're going to have to look out for during this battle. Over here, I'm going to go ahead and push in my next set of Hastati. I've got some archer support over here to be able to try and help against these lightly armored Bloodsworn. So hopefully these archers are going to be able to do some work and get some good damage off against these troops as well. And then I've got my other unit of Hastati trying to move around to get some Javi capabilities into these guys as well. Just try to, again, do as much damage as I possibly can. These Hastati are getting some kills, but they're definitely taking some losses as well. And now they're going to go ahead and swap out, not allow me to get the Javi capabilities in, and just stop my Hastati from being able to do too much damage. Over here, we've got my next unit of Hastati breaking with 47 kills. Not great. Breaking against the might of the Scrutari. Again, a very powerful unit. These Scrutari don't have much in the way of armor. I love their kind of like circular shield type of armor that they have on their chest. But they do a lot of damage. They have a really good damage output with 42 melee attack, 35 weapon damage, and they have a lot of Javi capability as well. So, gotta drink some of my coffee, baby. Gotta drink some of my coffee. But they're gonna go ahead and fall back here now that we've got some mercenary Celtic warriors coming in to support what's left of my Hastati, as well as some thorax swordsmen coming in to be able to help support me as well. Looking over on Macedon's side, Macedon's kind of being harassed here. We've got mercenary Amazonian riders. Gotta love the name and gotta love the look too. Absolutely beautiful. I think they should be an all-women cav force as well, but they're very powerful. They can get a lot of kills, so they're going to go ahead and move in and start just completely harassing these hoplite units. We've got militia hoplites holding valiantly against the cav forces. The cav's going to go ahead and get one volley off, but will it be enough to continue to weaken them enough so they can move through? Excuse me. Only time will tell. Over on this side, we've got a unit of thorax swordsmen from the opponent's Macedonian player trying to sally out and fight against these militia hoplites. But soon they're going to realize that they're moving out way too far. We're going to have some troops moving in to try and support them. The militia hoplites are going to run as quickly as they possibly can, get the hell out of Dodge. They are beginning to catch up, so we'll see if they actually fight this one. I could have sworn that I saw them retreat. There we go. Yep, they're beginning to retreat now. Seeing that I was moving up my archers to be able to help support this militia hoplite unit, they're going to retreat and wait for a better opportunity to present itself. Over here, we have finally broken through these round shield swordsmen. I say we, but my allies came in and saved my ass, and broke these round shield swordsmen with some Celtic warriors and thorax swords. Now they're taking this tower, preparing it to be able to shoot at the troops it had once protected. And now that we're gonna go ahead and start moving up, I've got some more. I've got some legionary cohort now moving into the gap. And now we're going to start pushing up and trying to engage with these forces over here on the left side. We've got some Scrutari and some Thorax swordsmen holding valiantly, holding this choke point. So we'll see if we can go ahead and push them back and move past this choke point and further into the settlement. Over here, we've got Roxolani moving in. Some Sarmatian horsemen, seeing that there is nothing guarding this opening that we have created. They're going to go ahead and try to move out. They might actually move through the gates. They're going to move out the gates and look for a good opportunity to be able to harass us and potentially get some of our ranged troops as well. I do have my giant ballista kind of firing over into this general blob over here, just trying to get as many kills against the Scrutari and Balsacket slingers as I possibly can, weakening the troops so that way they'll be easier to deal with later on. But yes, we've got Cav forces moving in between all kinds of different troops to be able to go into this gap point and try to get into these Gallic hunters. We've got quickly trying to move in some thorax swordsmen to be able to engage with these horsemen, try to take them out before they can do too much damage to our archers, just quickly trying to move in and take out those Cav, take out that Cav force. And I'm going to go ahead and move in my legionary cohort to try to stop them as well from being able to push through and get into that ranged force. Now the Cav is going to go ahead and try to get a back charge on these Theros spears, a spear unit meant to take out Cav. Getting 30 kills so far, but they're not going to last for very long with 14 men remaining. They are breaking, wavering, they are surrounded, and they are going to be done for this world. Over here, we've got Macedon holding with some Thorax swordsmen. Who knows what else he has over here, but holding these breach point. Yarug playing as Macedon, doing a great job of really just spreading out this entire army, helping defend us from the Cav, just trying to do whatever he can to be able to shield us from this cavalry, because he's got a decent amount of hoplites as well, but just kind of spreading out these defending forces as much as he possibly can to really give us that chance to move in and deal some great damage. I've got my archers now moved in because I saw that we had some Cimbri bowwomen moved up and firing into the backs and flanks of my troops over here. My legionary cohort trying to hold valiantly against these Sarmatian horsemen, which were trying to break through my troops and get into my archers, but I quickly fall my archers back, move up some more legionary cohort, and set up a nice defensive wall against that cavalry. Again, that cavalry really just keeping us on our toes, but now I've got all of my archer forces focused on this unit of Cimbri bowwomen, so hopefully I'll be able to break them here soon and keep them from continuing to fire into my troops. And yes, they are wavering, and hopefully they will break here within the next volley or two. Over here, Macedon bringing up some mercenary Cretan archers to be able to help support his Cimbri bowwomen ally, trying to fire into my auxiliary Syrian archers. I'm trying to get all of my troops to fire into this troop, but for some reason, even though they have the range, they want to continue to move up and blob up for the opponent's archers to be able to shoot at me, which really is not great at all. I don't know if that actually increases the shots per minute, bringing a chevron onto this troop. We'll have to look at that after this battle replay. But yeah, so my archers are being very, very silly, so I'm going to go ahead and just fall them back here because I can't get them into a good position to fire at the Macedonian Cretan archers. So I'm going to fall back, bide my time, and wait for them to get closer, so hopefully I can get some good shots on them. Looking over onto this side. On this flank, they're doing a great job of doing some great damage on this flank over here. We got Thorax swordsmen, multiple units of Thorax swordsmen, breaking these units of Scrutari, doing a lot of damage against these troops, really just trying to keep us from being able to push in. We've got archer support, keeping these Balearic slingers from being able to fire too long into these men. We've got some more lightly armored club levy coming in to help support his allies as well, trying to utilize the ammunition of the club levy to get as many kills against these troops as he possibly can. But yeah, these archers are absolutely melting these Balearic slingers. Well done by my allies, really using his archers to the best of his ability as well. I'm just looking around, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing any like huge Cav plays or anything else too, because there's just a lot of things that happened during this battle. Great job the defenders were able to successfully break a unit of Thorax Swordsman, but we've got another unit of depleted Thorax Swordsman quickly moving up, taking a lot of fire from the Slingers and from the Club Levy as well. Going to go ahead and move in and just try and do as much damage as they possibly can. But now the Thorax Slingers are going to take some flanking fire from the Scrutari, which have 157 kills. Well done by Aravachi. Very, very big plays from Aravachi, getting a lot of kills with those Scrutari. Looking over onto our side, we are starting to make some progress slowly but surely. I saw a gap here, so I'm going to go ahead and utilize that. Try and move a troop through to be able to hold back these Thorax Swordsmen and move up some more troops. I've got my Macedonian ally moving up troops, so we're going to go ahead and try and surround these Scrutari, but the Celtic warriors beat us to the punch and finally take out these Scrutari for good. They have not wavered. They have broken. They will not be fighting this battle any longer. Now the Celtic Warriors are going to move on to their next opponent, the Thorax Swordsmen of Macedon. Get a little charge bonus against them as well. I've got some depleted units in here, moving up even more troops. Got some Praetorians. I decided to bring some Praetorians in this battle. I haven't played Rome in a very long time, so I wanted to bring some sort of variety. I wanted to bring something, so I asked everybody. I asked everyone if I should bring Praetorians, and it was a resounding yes. So I did bring some Praetorians in the battle. Will I be able to utilize them to the best of their ability? I do not know, but I do have Praetorians in this battle. I am going to go ahead and move up my Slingers. I am kind of being blocked a little bit by these Thorax Swordsmen, but they are here to help support. So now my Balearic Slingers are going to try to do what they can to break these Cimbri Bowwomen for good and stop their rain of fire from going into my troops. I am taking a little bit of fire from the Cretan archers, but I do want to just try to break these guys as quickly as I possibly can. So I'm just going to take the fire and really just, again, try to do as much damage as I possibly can. These, Cretan archers having 101 men left with 39 men remaining, really just trying to do whatever they can to be able to do as much damage to our troops and our range capabilities as they possibly can. And we do have some longbow hunters here on the side getting some great side fire on my Balearic Slingers over here. I'm going to have to follow them back here sooner rather than later. And now I've got some legionary cohort going into the front line, even though some of them are relatively weak, going into the front line and really just trying to do as much damage against this combined force of Thorax Swordsman and Scrutari as I possibly can, with some Hastati cheering them on from the background, really trying to provide some morale support. But now I'm going to go ahead and move my Hastati in, charge into these Thorax Swordsmen, fall back these Legionnaire cohorts so that way I can utilize their range, their Javi capabilities, and hopefully get some more kills against these Thorax Swordsmen. And now that my Hastati are in the fray, I'm hoping that these Thorax Swordsmen will start to try to kind of like surround these Hastati and give me some sides and or flanks to throw my javelins into, which would be amazing. Looking over onto this side again, my allies doing a great job of just doing some great damage against these Scrutari. Scrutari having 171 kills on this one unit. Holy smokes, they're doing so much damage. And the Club Levy having 70 kills thus far, still with 109 men remaining, doing a great job of holding back my ally and trying to keep them as far back as possible, so that way they can just hold with 1 or 2 units. I do have my general over here. I was like, oh yeah, I'll send my general over here to help guard against any cav engagements, and oh my goodness. We've got militia hoplites that have completely broken over on this side. We've got, ooh, okay, so we did have a little bit of a cav engagement on the outside over here, fighting against the militia hoplites, getting 63 kills against the militia hoplites and successfully breaking one of their units. So now they're going to go ahead and fall back into the city and look for a better opportunity as well. And I think that they see it. I wish I could mark it with my crayon, but they might be moving out this way because there's nothing protecting this area, and so they might be able to go either this way or this way for the artillery. Anywhere to be able to start getting some good damage off on some of our weaker troops. The Club Levy with 78 kills finally breaking against the might of the Theros Spears and Thorax Swordsman combination. And we've got even more Theros Spears firing into the sides of the Scrutari and the Club Levy, which is exactly what the defenders want. They want us to waste our ranged capabilities on their weaker troops, but we have to do what we have to do in order to break through this line. And we have even more Club Levy moving into the fray. We've got Cav moving into the fray and Archer support in here as well. So it's definitely a tough fight, but my allies doing a fantastic job of keeping it up and keeping up the pressure. Over here, I've got a fresh unit of Legionary Cohort in the fray against this Thorax Swordsman with 132 kills. I did have my Legionary Cohort engage with these Bloodsworn and Thorax Swordsman, but I am going to go ahead and get swapped with some Celtic Warriors just to try to freshen up my troops a little bit. My Praetorian Guard have seen a little bit of action with 59 kills thus far, 141 men remaining. So, always good to see the Praetorians were able to get in. Excuse me, let me take a drink of my coffee real quick. My throat just died. God, I love coffee. But yeah, my Praetorians were able to get in and get a little bit of kills, which is always good to see. My archers are combating against the Cretan archers as well as the longbow hunters, but there's a thing over here where they can just kind of like disappear from our sight if they like fall back. So the longbow hunters have been utilizing that to such a good to the oh my goodness, they were so good at just hiding their troops. They just keep appearing, getting like a couple volleys out and then disappearing again as soon as I start firing into them. So it was huge, really well done by those longbow hunters. Looking back over here, we actually have some cav moving out. That initial unit of Sarmatian horsemen that we saw engaged with the hoplites on the outskirts of the wall, the militia hoplites, are going to go ahead and sally out. They see that we have some hoplites kind of defending against them, so they're going to go ahead and start moving over this side. My ally actually saved his ammo, his ballista, to be able to fire at any cav that started to move out of the city and move in. So like my allies were doing an amazing job of really minimizing the cav capabilities of Roxolani over here. So now he's going to go ahead and fall back into the city and wait for a different opportunity to strike. Over here, again, just a slow grind. The Thorax Swordsmen fighting their hearts out against these Bloodsworn. I see a gap over here. I'm going to utilize it with my Legionary Cohort. Move around and engage with these Scrutari. Try to do whatever I can to break them. They see this. They have some noble fighters. Aravachi has their noble fighters over here. They're going to go ahead and move in and try to stop this flank. But the Scrutari are quickly breaking, now being completely surrounded. They are wavering. They cannot handle the heat. We've even got some Illyrian Theros spears moving in to be able to help break these guys as quickly as possible. I got my Legionary Cohort. Hopefully I'm going to turn them around. Yep, turn them around. Meet this charge head on. They are fighting against some some noble fighters. Not mercenaries. They are the originals fighting their hearts out, training every single day to be able to fight in a battle such as this. So yeah, those noble fighters are going to be able to get a lot of kills against my Legionary Cohort, just getting absolutely melted like butter. Getting a couple of kills on the noble fighters, but the noble fighters are definitely going to be getting their money's worth in this engagement. Looking back over here, it looks like we have begun to make a little bit of ground here. We got Thorax Swordsman charging in against some Scrutari and Club Levy. We've got some more Club Levy trying to keep these Thorax Swordsmen and Theros Spears in the flank kind of distracted here. Theros Spears just trying to quickly help them break so that way we can move in and engage with these Bloodsworn. We've got plenty of Javi capabilities going into these lightly armored troops, really just trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. We've even got the Theros Spears firing on any of these Scrutari that are on the flanks of these Thorax Swordsmen, trying to keep them from being able to get any flanking bonus. And now we've got the great push, the Thorax Swordsman fighting against the Bloodsworn, fighting against the Scrutari. The Scrutari are going to be able to start to fall back and allow the remnants of these Club Levy to be able to try and fight their hearts out. The Messalian Theros Spears are going to swap out with the Thorax Swordsman. I saw some cav over here, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. But just swapping out with the Thorax Swordsman to be able to engage with the Bloodsworn. We've got more cav moving out. We've got some hoplites close by. We've got 2 units of cav, Sarmatian Horsemen, the one that we had seen initially, and a fresh unit moving out. Going towards the Tarentine cavalry, going towards my general, and I don't even realize this. We've got the Macedonian foot companions over here to be able to support, but we really don't have anything nearby to be able to support my general and try to save my general. So now the Tarentine cavalry are going to try to fight into the Sarmatian cavalry, and my general is now going to get charged by the Sarmatian horsemen, by the weakened Sarmatian horsemen, and the Tarentine cavalry are going to get charged by the other unit of Sarmatian horsemen. So my general is caught out I'm like, I noticed the game told me my general was under attack, and I'm frantically just like, guys, my general's about to die. Yarick, please move your foot companions up, help me, save me. And then I've got my ally, Massalia, moving up his general as well, his Massalian cavalry, to come and try to save my general. My general having 32 men left, the foot companions quickly trying to move up and save my general as well, but this cav, I popped battle rhythm to be able to try and help myself in this melee combat. I know if I retreat, I will get absolutely melted, so I'm staying in the fight, waiting for my ally to move in. Massalian cavalry getting distracted by the fresh unit of Sarmatian cavalry, trying to give their other unit of cavalry time to be able to take out my general. My general having 25 men left. I've got foot companions quickly moving in, and now that this cavalry is completely surrounded, I'm going to try to get my general, try to get Legatus the hell out of dodge here soon, hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, there we go. Now he's retreating. This cavalry is beginning to break, but he's going to chase after my cavalry, really try to do whatever he can to break my general. Legatus is running for his life, being chased, but finally the Sarmatian horsemen break, and my general is able to get the hell out of dodge. He survives that battle somehow. Great moves by the Sarmatian horsemen, by Roxolani, though, now completely surrounded by a unit of legionary cohort and the Massalian general. They're just trying to stay in the fight and try to take out this general unit as well, but we've got Massalia Theros Spears quickly moving in to be able to stop this cav from chasing down their general. They're going to go ahead and shoot at this cav, try to stop their reign of terror. This cav is going to go ahead and move around and try to engage with my general. My general is running the hell away, getting back over to this great line of noble fighters, or noble hoplites, to be able to just save themselves. The Sarmatian horseman is just trying to frantically catch up to him and take him out, but they are not able to catch up, and now they are going to take some fire. They're going to take some damage. They've got 29 cav remaining, taking a whole bunch of fire from these Theros spears, and just completely my ally doing a great job of shielding my general. And my general will survive on this great day. And now we've got the Tarentine cavalry charging into this cav, and then gonna go ahead and completely break them with 77 kills. Not bad. 80, doing some great job against the Tarentine cavalry. Over here, the defenders have finally broken from this force. They're finally falling back into the inner streets of the city, but not falling back to the core portion. They're going to go ahead and hold the city streets right here and right here. Great choke points. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and fall back and give us this kind of big old courtyard. But at what cost? We have lost so many men in trying to take this courtyard. Just the amount of bodies that are spread throughout this battlefield is just insane thus far, and we're not even halfway through this battle yet. The amount of dead that are going to cover this bloody battlefield is going to be insane by the end of it. But now we've kind of we finally destroyed the rest of the units that are over here as well. So now we're going to be able to utilize this whole pathway, this whole kind of open area over here to be able to start getting our shit together. But now we've got Sarmatian horsemen seeing a lot of archers open and ready for the taking. They're going to go ahead and move into the slingers, get a ton of kills against those slingers, and just continue to move through. We've got some Illyrian Theros spears moving up to be able to try and stop this. We've got fire coming in from my Balearic slingers, trying to stop the reign of terror that is this cavalry. I've got legionary cohort coming in from behind this cavalry, just trying to stop them from being able to push through and engage with our ranged capability, getting 200 kills with the Sarmatian cavalry. Fantastic moves by Roxolani. And now they're going to go ahead and move out and try to get to the archers of Macedon, moving outside of the city, somehow escaping all of that, and now able to get outside of the city. And now I'm trying to frantically get my legionary cohort into this cav. The cav is going to start to break, but not before charging into some more mercenary Cretan archers, getting even more kills with 225 kills. Well done by that cavalry force. And now, but still, with the reign, it's oh my goodness, they have 6 men remaining and they're still alive. Now they're still going to keep on getting kills. This is insane. Charging yet again into these archers, really just trying to stop this rain of fire. And now they're finally dead, but not after doing a lot of damage. Well done by Roxolani. Now Yep, really getting us while our pants were down. But now we're starting to reform inside of the courtyard. I got all of my archers moving up. I've got my Hastati moving up. I still have a unit of Hastati, surprisingly, from that initial kind of engagement. And then I'm trying to get all of my legionaries, all of my troops inside of the walls. We're trying to quickly move inside of the walls so we don't have to keep focusing on this side and all outside of the walls, and really just try to focus on the actual city streets. But Roxolani still has some troops, still has step armored lancers over here, mercenary Amazonian riders with some decent kills, but still with a lot of ammo left, ready to be able to get some kills. Now we've got step armored lancers seeing a great opportunity to be able to move into these slave slingers. These slave slingers are completely exposed. I'm going to quickly try to move my praetorians, move my legionary cohort to stop this cav from being able to engage with the slingers. The cav scene, this is going to go ahead and try to utilize this gap here. We've got Thorax swordsmen, we've got Massalian Theros spears moving into this cavalry, just trying to block them off and keep them from being able to move in, really utilizing all of our ammo capabilities to stop this cav as well. Using everything. I'm retreating my general. My general knows that they're out for blood, and if they can take out my general, that would be huge. I did see that Macedon still had ammo in this ballista, so that's why I'm moving up this Hestai unit to take it out. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and try to get in to my Balearic Slingers, getting into my Balearic Slingers a little bit, but my Slingers are going to quickly move, get the hell out of there, and we have called the horn. We have called in all of our troops and told them all just control aid on this step armored lancers and stop them, because we are so scared of this cav. They have been just harassing us this entire battle, and they're doing a great job of buying time for their armies and really distracting us. Even if they don't get a lot of kills, remember that this battle, there's an hour. We have an hour to be able to finish the siege battle before the timer runs out, and if this timer runs out before the siege battle is over, then that means that the defenders win. So the fact that the cav just forced all of our troops into a jumbled mess, while also they still had artillery over with this ballista, so they're going to try to shoot and get into this blob as much as they possibly can and get as many kills as they possibly can, with 69 kills so far. But yeah, this artillery is quickly trying to fire into this blob, missing by a little bit here. We're going to go ahead and try to spread out our troops and keep that artillery from being able to get a lot of kills on our troops. But great job by Aravachi saving that artillery for the late game and trying to get a lot of kills while we're trying to reform all of our troops. We've got Macedon over here on the flank, as well as some noble hoplites and Thera spears getting ready to be able to push over on this flank. And now me and the rest of my allies are getting ready to move in on this flank against Aravachi. Aravachi having a Scrutari holding the front line against our troops, getting ready for a great battle for the city streets. We've got Macedon moving in some pikemen, 2 units of pikemen, fresh pikemen, moving up. That's going to be a very, very dangerous thing. We're going to have to be very careful about that. But yeah, the pikemen coming in to be able to support their front line troops, and right now we're just trying to get organized, get situated, and get ready to push into this city, fight against the next defensive choke point that the defenders have set up for us. I've got my archers over here. They are completely out of ammo, but I'm just trying to have these slingers fire on them. I'm have my archers out here to try to get these slingers to continue to fire on them, so that way I can waste as much ammo from the slingers as I possibly can. We've got the weakened Illyrian Thera spears moving up, along with a unit of legionary cohort, which is completely exhausted. I mean, all of our troops have been fighting tooth and nail for the settlement, really just trying to get in here and start to push into the city. And they've been fighting for a long time, so a lot of our troops are going to be very tired, which is going to definitely affect us in the future. My Balearic Slingers had moved up to be able to start fighting against the defenders' Balearic Slingers, but my Balearic Slingers were kind of getting their asses whooped, so I needed to fall back. But luckily, my allies bringing in his Slave Slingers to come in and help support me, support us against these Balearic Slingers, and they see that they are outnumbered, so they're going to go ahead and fall back, get the hell out of Dodge, and save their ammo for another day. Now I've got a unit of Legionary Cohort quickly moving in, more units of Legionary Cohort moving in, getting ready to fight this battle. These guys are exhausted, so they're not going to be able to get as many kills, but they are going to go ahead and continue the fight, because that's all that we have to do. We have to continue this fight, and just keep on doing damage to our opponents, because if we keep on stopping like this, we're going to run out of time sooner than we would like to admit. I was trying to get my auxiliary Syrian archers into this flank to flank around, but the Scrutari saw what I was doing and is now chasing out of them. I'm going to go ahead and follow them back behind this legionary cohort that's tired, so that way they can start fighting against this Scrutari unit. And then I do have my allies Illyrian Theros spears going in, trying to utilize this gap right here to get around the flank. We've got all of our slingers focusing fire on these pikemen, just trying to take them out before they can do some massive amounts of damage against our troops. We've even got some sword masters now going into the fray. We're seeing more and more elite troops going in, which is going to be very dangerous against us. We've got Thorax swordsmen engaging with Macedonian Thorax swordsmen here, just trying to get some damage in. Roxolani actually had some cav move in. We had one armored lancer that moved in and started engaging with these Gallic hunters. But yeah, I'm assuming that the cav probably went through here and then pushed through like a couple of units to be able to engage with this archer force. So well done by Roxolani, really. Again, just trying to use his cav to the best of his ability. Over here, we do still have some step armored lancers that have yet to see battle, which is always good to see. We've got the Sarmatian Royal Lancers over here as well. They're just preparing to look for an opportunity to engage with our troops. I'm trying to see if there's any cavalry outside of the city walls, because that could be a potential threat to us, because we don't have anything guarding these gaps. But we do actually have a Brave Berserk unit with 58 kills so far, moving around the flanks to be able to begin to engage with Macedonian forces. Macedon, seeing this, is moving up some mercenary Cretan archers to be able to start firing onto these Berserkers, trying to take them out before they can get into battle. Because if they get into battle, they can do some real damage. I've seen Berserkers fight against entire armies and get a ton of kills. So yeah, those archers are going to go ahead and weaken those Berserkers a lot for the rest of his men, getting a decent amount of kills with those archers. And he's got a unit of Thorax swordsmen quickly turning around to get ready to fight against these Berserkers as well. With the tower support, oh yeah, those Berserkers are getting absolutely melted. 14 men remaining, beginning to break, and they are still going to continue to take fire from this tower, question mark? Well, I mean, either way, the mercenary Cretan archers were able to finish them off quickly. Over here, we are beginning to break these Scrutari. We've got some Theros spears breaking, but as you can see, he does not have a shortage of troops. We still got plenty of noble hoplites and forces ready to move in at a moment's notice and get some kills. We've got some breaking Scrutari actually moving into my Syrian archers that are out of ammo, engaging with them. Apparently I didn't even notice this. So we've got some sword masters actually going in and engaging with our legionary cohort as well, having 44 kills, only losing 10 men thus far. That's insane. And now we've got the Balearic Slingers. We've got one of them that's out of ammo, but a couple other Balearic Slingers that are moved up to be able to try and combat against our range capabilities. And we've got Hoplites. I don't see the Pikemen anywhere, so I'm assuming that we did take them out. We've got Pikemen over on this side, but no Pikemen over on this side. So it looks like we were able to successfully take out the Pikemen over on this side. And my Legionary cohort really doing whatever they can. They are kind of surrounded here by this depleted unit of Scrutari. So they will take a little bit of damage from that flank. But yep, my Legionary cohort, very tired, but still getting some good kills against the Noble Fighters and the Scrutari that were flanking around them as well. But fighting against Noble Fighters is a dangerous thing. They are going to take a lot of losses. So we'll see. Macedon sending up some mercenary Cretan archers over here as well to be able to support against the ranged engagement. We've got my Balearic Slingers as well as my allies' Slave Slingers firing into these guys, really just trying to take them out and keep them from being able to continue to fire into our troops. These Balearic Slingers still have a lot of ammo. I mean, you can see with only 10 kills, they've got to have a lot of ammo left. The Cretan Archers trying to get a better angle, moving up to be able to fire into our range capabilities. This is a rough fight. We've got even more forces over here. Longbow Hunters still with ammo left that could move up and support their allies in this ranged engagement as well. So this is going to be a rough one. We've got my ally over here kind of retreating from this location. He just didn't really feel like fighting on this location, so he's going to fall back and leave Macedon to kind of hold this and protect our flank. So Macedon's just kind of square up, hold this flank, and try to make sure that these troops do not move through this area and start flanking our troops, because if they start flanking us and pushing us on multiple sides, then that means that we're in trouble, and we're going to have to devote a lot of our troops over to defend those sides and really just try to do as much damage as we possibly can. So we got Mastodon quickly moving up to be able to defend against these Thorax Swordsmen, against these Swordmasters, against these troops, and make sure that they cannot push up. And then we've got, yeah, we've got all of the remnants of Mastodon's forces. After having fought so valiantly against so many troops, so many cav, protecting our butts so much, they now have to move up and prepare to fight against yet another enemy. War is hell, boys. War is hell. We've got a fresh unit of Steppe Armored Lancers, seeing an opportunity to potentially start getting a flanky panky over here, moving up and deciding to actually retreat, deciding that it's not worth it now that Mastodon's kind of moved up here. But I'm assuming he was kind of looking at this gap to be able to move through and get some kills over on our ranged troops, because luckily we still have a lot of range capabilities. We got to use that to our best advantage, because that range is what's really going to save us in this battle. Over here we do have 2 units of hoplites over here, fresh hoplites holding us back. I've got my Hastati and Legionary cohort both depleted in the fray, just trying to get as many kills against these hoplites as I possibly can. We've got the longbow hunters moved up onto the wall, getting a nice little flank fire on my Hastati, but my ally thankfully moved up his archers to be able to fire on these longbow hunters and take them out before they can do too much damage. I'm gonna go ahead and swap out my Hastati with these Illyrian nobles over here. I thought the reason I moved these guys back was because I thought that he said he was going to swap out with both of them. So then I was like, oh shit, my bad. So I just went ahead and swapped out my fresher Hastati that are active with my exhausted Legionary cohort to try to give them some time to rest up. But that way I can continue to get some damage off against these hoplites. Over here, we've got mercenary Amazonian riders that had moved up, beginning to fire at the remnants of these Thracian warriors, at these militia hoplites. Thracian warriors going to charge valiantly against the Thorax Swordsmen, getting a lot of kills in that initial charge, doing exactly what they are meant to do, charging in, weakening their troops, and allowing the rest of the troops that are close behind an opportunity to be able to move in and really do some damage against these Thorax Swordsmen. So great job by Mastodon. Over here, we've got more troops by Mastodon. Mastodon moving up his archers, moving up the last unit of his Thorax Swordsmen. We've got more hoplites over here as well. He's even moving up his foot companion general, his pikeman general, which should be able to do a lot of damage in this battle. And over here, really, we're just trying to do as much damage against these hoplites as we can. We've got pikemen quickly moving up. He wasn't meaning to pike stack. I mean, we just had to let him know, hey, don't pike stack, and he'll quickly kind of, you know, switch out of there real quick. So don't even worry about it. Just letting you know before you guys go ham in the comments like, why the fuck is this dude pike stacking? What the fuck is going on? And now the pikemen are going to retreat. Because again, he just wasn't meaning to pike stack there. So we've got the Illyrian Noble Hoplites moving in, back in to engage with this unit of Hoplites, really, again, getting a nice little charge bonus off on them, and getting some nice kills against them as well. These Noble Hoplites should be able to get a lot of damage. My Hastati, I'm going to go ahead and swap my Hastati out. He's going to go ahead and move in his Thero Spears, and I'm actually moving in this very tired Legionary cohort to be able to support as well, try to get a little bit of a charge bonus off against these hoplites. We're really just trying to break through these hoplites, because again, we're on a timer. We need to break through these troops in order to win us the battle. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start moving a lot of my troops since Mastodon's kind of weakened over here. I'm going to move almost all of my troops here, pretty much all of my troops. I'm going to start moving them over around this side and continue to put pressure over on the combined forces of Mastodon and Swaby. The Swordmasters having 206 kills so far with still 140 men remaining, which is insane. But yeah, I'm going to start shifting my entire army over here to be able to support Mastodon while my other 2 allies continue to push over on this side. So that way we can continue to put pressure on as many sides as I possibly can. I'm hiding my general, keeping him back because I'm so scared, and that's why I'm so scared, because we've got Steppe Noble Lancers coming in from behind. That's what I was waiting for. We got Steppe Noble Lancers coming in from behind, looking for a good opportunity to be able to move in. So now I'm going to have to form up some legionaries and get ready for a charge from these cavalry forces. They're going to go and fall back temporarily, but you know that they're going to come back if they see an opportunity. Drink the last of my coffee here. Over here, Mastodon's doing a great job of attacking these Thorax Swordsmen. I didn't even realize. I don't know how these militia hoplites got in behind, but Bloodsworn coming in to be able to support against these Thorax swordsmen as well. These Thorax swordsmen really, again, just trying to do whatever they can to get as many kills as they can and move through this point. We've got even more troops coming in. We've got Step Armored Lancers, Thorax swordsmen. We've got Thero Spears, Pikemen that are just being focused down by ranged capabilities. They really just do not want these Pikemen to be able to get some damage in on these. I've got my Balearic Slingers over here because they still have ammo. I'm kind of defending these flanks with my fresher Legionary cohort, just trying to stop any cav capabilities from being able to come in and flank us. I've got my Praetorians moved up as well. They are fresh and ready to fight against some Swordmasters, against some Thorax Swordsmen, so they are moved in. And we're just looking for a good opportunity to be able to fight against these troops. We've got these Swordmasters going in again, 138 men. I'm going to go ahead and countercharge with my Praetorians, try to get my Praetorians in there and try to get some good damage off on these troops. Oh, I love the purple capes too. I mean, purple is my favorite color, guys, and the fact that Praetorians have purple capes just, oh, so good. I love it. I got my general moved up too to be able to try and issue some commands to some troops. My Praetorians are going to go ahead and start moving up and engaging with these Swordmasters. They're kind of in a really weird formation, though. I told them to charge in, and they just kind of sat back. They've got a couple of men fighting, but they really need to get in there and start doing some good damage against these troops. We've even got the Pikemen moved up to be able to start trying to support their troops. But yeah, I need to get my Praetorians in there. Like, my Praetorians need to get in there so I can pop some abilities and start getting some good damage off against these Swordmasters. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, for some reason, whenever I pop this ability, they kind of reform themselves again, and here we go. Here's the cab charge. We've got 2 units of Step Noble Lancers. My Legionary cohort are going to hold as well as they can, try to get a little bit of a volley off. I've got some more Hastati and Legionary cohort quickly moving in. They're going to go ahead and try to push through my units and charge into these range capabilities. I've got as many troops as I possibly can. I'm trying to get my general the hell out of dodge because I don't want him to fall. We've got the hoplites moving in to quickly support my troops. These guys are going to actually go ahead and flank my Legionary cohort here. These guys having 58 men left with 75 kills. Insane. But yeah, they're going to actually go ahead and get the hell out of dodge. They've done some damage. They're going to get out of there and get ready to be able to engage with our troops at a later date. Over here, my Praetorians are trying to do whatever they can against these Swordmasters. We've got a fresh unit of Swordmasters. So many Swordmasters by Swaby. They hurt so many Swordmasters. My Praetorians having, what, 60 men remaining. Swordmasters going to chase them down and try to keep them from being able to get the hell out of dodge. But my Praetorians are running for their life. They're trying to run back to these pikemen here. They are beginning to break, but they're going to try to run back to the pikemen to be able to get some support up in this bitch. The foot companions out over here, really, really good pike unit, moved up to be able to support my Praetorians, even though they're breaking. The Swordmasters are going to go ahead and retreat, get the hell away from those pikemen. Over on this side, my allies are doing a great job of fighting against these troops. We got hoplites and Thero Spears holding off. We got more hoplites kind of in a weird position. Swordmasters try to hold off against these troops. So many Swordmasters, dude. They are getting so many good kills as well. We've even got the Swordmaster General here nearby, fresh and ready to go. But yeah, we've got a nice little kind of like U-ish formation, or like circular formation by Macedon over here, just trying to hold back our troops, trying to keep them from being able to move into the city. So we're going to keep on pushing against these units and trying to do as much damage as possible. The Swordmasters are going to go ahead and fall back into a slightly curved position as well, to be able to force us up and hopefully force us into getting flanking fired by any archer forces that they might have left, aka the Amazonian Riders, which still have a decent amount of ammo. But yeah, we're going to keep, I mean, we have to take the bait. We have to keep on pushing up, so we're going to go ahead and start moving up our Thorax Swordsmen, our Legionary Hoplites, all of our troops to be able to begin to engage with this circular defense, and it's going to be a rough one. Over here, we've got Hoplites fighting against, we've got Massalian Thero Spears starting to break in against the might of the Hoplites. We've got Illyrian Thero Spears trying to do whatever they can. We've got more Illyrian Thero Spears firing into the Hoplites, trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. I mean, it's just a whole mess over here. We've got Swordmasters actually successfully holding back some troops, just trying to get it with 264 kills, which is insane. We've got the Swordmaster General taking some fire, beginning to move in to be able to try and plug this gap so that way they can continue to surround these troops and get as many kills as possible. The defenders are doing an amazing job over there. And over here, now we got the Swordmasters charging in. These Swordmasters have 286 kills, which is insane. These Swordmasters have so many kills. These Swordmasters with 123 so far. Fighting against our troops, we've got the Foot Companion moving up. Taking a little bit of fire here, but there's not too much in the way of archer capabilities over here, so we're going to continue to move up these Foot Companions and try and get them in the fray to take out these Swordmasters, because their reign of terror is terrible for us. I mean, they are doing so much damage, and now our opponents have successfully pushed back my allies back to this choke point here, brought them into a trap, surrounded some of their units, taken them out. Now my allies are forced to fight yet again in this choke point. These Swordmasters with almost 300. Let's see, can they get the 300? 297? Come on! They're breaking. 30 men left. Come on, get the 300. 299. Come on! Come on, get the 300 kills! Yes, there we go. Swordmaster's getting 300 kills, 30 men left, breaking, but still fighting valiantly. And now we've got even more troops moving up. Illyrian Noble Hoplites. These guys are pouring their hearts into this fight. We've even got Mastodon moving up his Hoplites to be able to support this engagement as well. Oh my goodness, you can just see the blob of bodies in this entire battlefield. So much bloodshed has been spilt this day. Longbow Hunters with 99 kills, out of ammo, just trying to support their Swordmasters with 173 kills so far. Mastodon having the Thorough Spears. I think at this point, I don't know why, but the Macedonian player left. I have no idea why he left the battle, but he left. So now it's basically just Swaby, an AI, what's left of Aravachi and cavalry fighting against us, but we are severely weakened. We have taken a lot of losses here. I mean, so have our opponents, but good golly, and now we've got the mercenary Amazonian riders moving in to be able to get some nice flanking fire on our troops. I mean, they're going to get a lot of kills on our troops too. All of my troops are extremely weak. I mean, almost all of my troops, except for maybe one, have like, what, 48, 34 men remaining, 63, 40, 35. Even my general is at 15 out of 40. Like, all of my men are so weakened at this point. They still have, I mean, I still have troops remaining, which is great. But oh, and these foot companion are just taking a lot of losses. They're going to go ahead and move out the side and just try to get the hell out of dodge there. Just because they're taking so much fire from these archers. So yeah, they're going to go ahead and get out. My allies have successfully kind of begun to break through this line. We've got some gaps that they're utilizing now to come in and support us. But my allies have successfully broken through this line, and now they're coming in to be able to help support us against these Swordmasters. Try to break them as quickly as possible. 219 kills. These Swordmasters are kicking ass. And now we got another unit of Swordmasters, 357 kills, being supported by the Archfire, getting a ton of kills on these Thorax Swordsmen. I'm going to go ahead and flank them with my very depleted unit of Hastati. Try to get as many kills as I possibly can. These Amazonian riders, just continuing to rain fire upon our troops. We're just trying to break through these Swordmasters, but God, these Swordmasters are like the MVP right now. They are doing just so much damage. Absolutely insane. Finally, these Swordmasters are breaking, but not without getting 248 kills. And now we've got the Swordmaster General, what's left of him, 85 out of 160 men remaining, getting the hell out of there. Macedon is beginning to break. We've got the hoplite line beginning to actually break. We've got a gap now, and now my allies are going to be able to get some flanks in. Hopefully my troops will be able to start getting some flanks in too. We're trying to do what we can to break these Swordmasters. I mean, we've got the archer units over here, the cav archer units over here. We've got noble fighters still alive over here. We've still got so many elite troops to deal with. I mean, this is going to be insane, but we have to break through these Swordmasters so we can start to move into the city. And good golly, guys, this is just insane. And these hoplites are still fighting. I'm surprised my ally isn't flanking around these hoplites trying to get some kills against them. The Swordmasters are quickly trying to get the hell out of dodge. They are running before these other Swordmasters break, trying to get back to the city center and regroup with what's left of the defending forces. Roxolani still having the mercenary Amazonian riders over here, going to be able to get a lot of kills against our troops. What's left of our weekend troops anyways. These Swordmasters have finally broken with 414 kills. Absolutely insane. We do not want them coming back, so we're going to continue to kill them until that flag goes, and now we're going to move up. I'm quickly trying to get my forces up to try and block off this Swordmaster unit, but now we've got noble fighters from Aravachi coming in to defend this Swordmaster unit and make sure that we can't cut them off. and make sure that he stays alive, because those general abilities can be huge for the defenders. And now the noble fighters are going to go ahead and fall back, as well as the mercenary Amazonian riders. Just overall an insane battle so far, guys. And now the nobles have been caught out by the general, the Massalian general, but now the Massalian general is going to fall. Massalia is going to go ahead and catch up with the general with some Massalian Thera spears. Again, just trying to break this general, continuing to chase him down. But yeah, we've got a lot of Amazonian riders over here to be able to help support this fight. And he is just going to go ahead and fall back these Thera spears and get ready for the next engagement. We got Amazonian riders falling back, Masonary. Oh my god, we got Royal Peltas from Macedon still alive. We've got noble fighters, Balearic slingers, archers. We still have a hell of a fight ahead of us. And looking at what we have left, we really don't have that much left. I know you see a lot of flags here, but like, as far as my inventory goes, all of my men are extremely weakened, and they'll probably break here really easily. Macedon's men are super weakened. We still got some good troops from like the noble hoplites and everything from our ally over here, foot companions. So we've still got a lot of good troops to fight with. But really just, I don't know if it's going to be enough, but we're going to sure as hell try. So now we're going to continue. I'm still just trying to do what I can to hold our flank with the limited amount of troops that I have left against these noble lancers, which are coming around. I swear, dude, they have a bloodlust for my general, Legatus. Legatus is going to go ahead and fall back behind our troops. Again, just tried to stay alive. He does not want to get caught out in the open. The noble lancers are going to go ahead and try to move up and catch Legatus before he gets out of there, but I'm going to get him the hell out of dodge. I do not want him to fall, and at this point, guys, we are going to go ahead and move up the auxiliary Syrian archers, Balearic slingers. Our opponents are falling back to a kind of narrower choke point here. So we're just going to keep on chasing. We got to keep on fighting. Just trying to do whatever we can to be able to fight against our opponents here and try to get to the central point. We've got a whole bunch of Amazonian riders moving around the flanks and moving around. We've got the general left, but at this point, I mean, I don't know how many cav forces that Roxolani really has left. We've got the Amazonian riders and the general over here, but is that it? I mean, have we finally taken out enough of this cav? I mean, of course, we've got this cavalry unit over here. I've got my legionary cohort fighting against these damn noble lancers. We've got armored lancers over here as well, but all of my legionaries are now just basically control aid and engaged with these forces. I've got a lot of my forces that are out of ammo over here. Balearic slingers trying to utilize this gap. I mean, we've got my giant ballista in here trying to get some kills as well. I mean, we're trying to move up with as many forces as we possibly can, trying to weaken these guys. We've got step armored lancers now moving in, going around the flank to be able to engage with these slaves. Oh no, they're going to flank and charge me. They're going to try to break my units. My units are so weakened. That's not a bad idea. Oh shit, sorry guys. I had a timer going off because I was doing laundry. There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, now there we go. Now that I've stopped the timer, yeah, my forces are trying to do whatever they can to be able to break this cav. 30 men remaining, 60 kills, and now we've got the other unit of cavalry flanking around, going around the flank. We've got Macedon going around the flank with some thorax swordsmen over here as well. Now we finally got Illyrian noble hoplites engaged with the noble fighters over here on the front line. We've got sword masters, the Swordmaster General now coming back for revenge for all of his brothers and sisters that he's lost on this day. Moving into the fight, they're really putting in everything. We've got generals in the fight. We've got another unit of noble fighters in the fight, just trying to hold us back. We've got Macedon over here, a Macedon ally, just kind of sitting back and relaxing. Royal Peltas and pikemen as well, just getting ready to fight. And look at this, guys. What the fuck? How is there still so much cav? We've got the Amazonian riders, we've got 2 units of noble riders, we've got armored lancers, we've got the general. Like, there's still so much. We've got another unit of cavalry over here breaking a bunch of my troops because of how weakened they are. With 97 kills, I've got all of my legionaries trying to just take out this cavalry. Just because they've just been a huge pain in the ass this whole time. We've got the step armored lancers moving in to start trying to get onto the flanks and take out these range troops. Now I've got my general trying to quickly turn around and charge into these step armored lancers to stop their charge and have the rest of these troops move in, but they're going to move through my general, move into the Cretan archers, into the slingers, and just try to get as many kills as they possibly can. All of this cav over here on the flank. We've got hoplites from Macedon trying to fight against these thorax swordsmen. I mean, we're just completely fucking all over the place. It's insane. We got Illyrian noble fighters over here trying to get ready to be able to fight against this cav. All of my legionaries are trying to quickly form up and get back in here, whatever's left of my army. And my general has fallen finally against the step armored lancers. But now we've got the Legatus, the rest of my general's bodyguard, falling back. I mean, God, this cav has just done so much damage and been such a pain in the ass this entire battle. It's been insane. We got Illyrian noble hoplites as well as what's left of these Theros spears getting ready to hold off against this cavalry force. Cavalry force retaking this flag here, trying to get the morale back up. Noble fighters completely surrounded, still holding valiantly. These two generals holding off so many forces, getting so many kills. We've even got the general, the Royal Lancers starting to move in and get ready to be able to hold the line against our troops. I mean, overall, it's just absolutely insane. My legionaries have finally made it, but I mean, at what cost? Are they going to be able to do anything? They're so weakened. I mean, they got to do something, so we're going to go ahead and move up. We've got the Steppe Noble Lancers now charging into the Cretan Archers. The Cav starting to move in, breaking these Illyrian, these Theros Spears. The Steppe Noble Lancers just doing so much damage. All of my legionaries are trying to fight against these Noble Lancers and keep them from being able to get too many kills. We're starting to break over here. And that's the end of it, guys. We ran out of time. This battle was an hour long, and we were too slow. They did such a good job of holding us off, harassing us, making us focus on so many points in time that we were just way too careful during this entire battle. And we weren't able to get to the central area in time. So that was truly incredible. I believe that they probably would have won either way because of how much cav was remaining, simply because of that cavalry. But either way, that was an incredible battle. Let's go ahead and look at the kills here. Sharp getting 1,670. We've got the MVP of this battle being Darkspawn playing a Swaby with those incredible sword masters, and then Mo over here with 2,105 kills over on our side. So we've got Darkspawn, E, and then Mo as first, second, and third. Looking at the kills, we'll look at my kills. Archers, Beleg Slingers 237, Archers 137, 106, Hastati 127, 113, 123, 119, 140, 111, 154, and 111. We've got this is the only random that was in this battle. No idea who this guy was, but this is the guy that left. He playing as Macedon 144, 158, 155, 175, 233, 147, 198, 137, 103. Looking over at Mo and E's kills, we've got 105, 135, 106, 105, 172, 137, 151, 105, 131, 128, 165, 144, and 110. On E's side, we've got 165, 104, 285, 414, 192, 135, 253, 109, 151, 102. Looking over at Yarug playing as Macedon, Darkspawn playing as Swaby. Yarug 159, 135, 127, 121, 105. Darkspawn, these sword masters, dude. 250, 199, 171, 112, 140, 307, 416, 250. Last but certainly not least, we got Rambo and then Sharp. We've got 166, 136, 103, 125, and then Sharp still having a decent amount of cavalry left. But we've got 117, 147, 106, 230, 146, 240, 120. Overall, such a great battle. Guys, if you guys liked this battle and you stayed till the end, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach that 300 subscriber count by the end of February this year. If we can hit that by the end of February, I would love you guys forever. If you guys also like this, make sure again to check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/CAPN4IS. I do stream there on Mondays 5 p.m. MST, Wednesdays 5 p.m. MST, and Fridays 5 p.m. MST. So make sure you guys come and check that out. Guys, I love all of you. You guys are amazing, and I will see you sexy ass motherfuckers in the next one. Peace.